Hey, how's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to restore your hazy yellow headlights with a quick, easy way. And we all know that over time the plastic headlights tend to get a yellow coating on top of it that just kind of, not only does it ruin the appearance of the car, but it also messes with the visibility that you actually get from the output of the headlights. And I bought this car a couple weeks ago, and the passenger side headlight, I believe it might have been replaced because there is no fog or haziness on top of it. So we're gonna try to get the other headlight to match this one, and it's a process that I've used before, and it only lasts for maybe 2 or 3 weeks. But this time I'm actually gonna be using this product made by 303. It is aerospace protectant, and what this is supposed to do, it's gonna be protecting the plastic once you actually clean it. That way it'll prevent it from becoming yellow again. But if it does happen to become yellow, what I'm gonna do is just clean it and then clear coat the headlight. So this is the product that I'm going to be using today. It is Mother's mag and aluminum polish. I've used this product before, and like I mentioned, it is not permanent. The thing is, every time that I used it, I never actually put anything on top of it to protect it from the UV rays. So this time I'm actually going to be using the product by 303, and I usually do it by hand. I would just take a rag and apply the product and wipe it off, and it will clean it up. But the thing is, this time I'm actually going to be using a dual action polisher from Harbor Freight and a cutting pad from there as well. With the dual action polisher, it's going to make the process easier, and it's actually going to be better when you're actually cleaning the headlight, because you don't get the same effect by doing it with hand as compared to a machine. But if you don't have the DA, if you're not willing to get it, then you can always do it by hand and get just near as good results. So what I do is I'll show you guys a section that I do by hand, and then I'll do the whole headlight with the dual action polisher. So what I'm going to be doing is just doing it by hand. I'm going to do a little section of the headlight right here. So what I do is I take a rag or a microfiber and just take a dab of the aluminum polish and then just rub it on there. Then once you have it on there, what you want to do is just wipe it off. Just rub it, put some elbow grease behind it. So you can see here, this part of the headlight is actually a little bit clearer than this one, but with the cutting pad it should be able to clean it up a little bit better. So let's go ahead and get started and see how it turns out. Okay, so we're going to take our product and just rub it all over the headlight. And normally what I suggest to most people is tape around the area of the headlight. It's really not going to be any issue if you do it like this. But with this car, the paint's already in bad shape, so I don't really care too much about it. But with any other car, if the paint is still in good condition, I would just be on the safe side. If you can, just tape around it as much. That way, so whenever you start polishing it, you actually don't end up rubbing on the paint. Okay, so now that you have the product spread out evenly across the headlight, what I'm going to be doing is starting at a low speed and then just working my way up.
Inside lane, missing exits, glued to the pavement. Between the lines, keep my gaze straight ahead as the last stop flies by. No more waiting for the gun to fire, no more walking through revolving doors. I've gone around once, I don't need to go around anymore. Break away, forget your sober case. Stop dwelling on empty words, stop stalling in the doorway. Cancel the cruise control.
So as you can see, most of the headlight is now clean. But one thing I noticed is that there are some patches that for some reason did not come off like I thought it would. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and give it another round and see how it turns out. Alright, let's wipe the rest of it off. And also I would recommend, if you can, use a smaller pad. You can probably actually do it with the power drill and be able to use maybe like I'm not sure exactly what the size of those pads are, but they're maybe about this size. I'd say about maybe 3 inches, because the pad that I'm using is actually 6 inches, so maybe it's about, maybe about 2 inches. That way you actually you run much less of a risk of actually going and hitting your paint. But like I mentioned, this paint's in bad condition, so I don't really care too much about it. So here's the final result. It's not perfect, but you can tell that it's a lot better than what it was before. I did notice that it does have some little spots that honestly I believe only wet sanding it would be able to fix that. But like I said, this is actually a quick solution if you want to get them a little bit better than what they were before, or actually I would say a lot better now. So if you actually don't have the time to sand the headlights, this is the best solution that you can do. And actually with some headlights, this one was probably in a little bit worse condition than what I thought. And then there's some that aren't that bad that would actually turn out better than what this one did. You can kind of see where it's kind of cloudy right here. I'm probably gonna end up sending this part down, or sending the whole headlight, just to get an even result all the way across. But yeah guys, if you do want to clean your headlights and don't feel like spending too much time or money on it, go ahead and get the Mother's aluminum polish. And if you just do it by hand, it would only take you about 5 minutes to get them cleaned up if you do both headlights. But yeah guys, I know this is not the best tutorial and I'm sorry, and the best result, but I'm just being honest. This is my result on doing it with the pad, and I'm starting to think that maybe I didn't really need the pad. I could have probably just done it by hand and just kind of went over it a couple times. But yeah guys, this is the result for now, and thank you for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.
Stop dwelling on empty words. Stop stalling in the doorway.